A woman spent $8 million on an entire truckload of grain, then emptied her entire fortune to buy out a supermarket. But she wasn't stockpiling for the apocalypse. She could freely travel to an era ravaged by famine. Originally just an online blogger, she was forced into live streaming adventures to pay off massive breach of contract fines. After streaming for half a day without receiving any gifts, just as she felt utterly discouraged, a flash of light suddenly streaked across the sky. Curious, she immediately went to investigate. The next second, she was sucked into a portal, plunging directly into the famine-stricken world of the 1980s. When she awoke, she found her dress covered in patches. A little girl called her sister, who declared she'd been gone for 3 days and nights. The girl found her near an altar, and only then did the woman realize she'd traveled through time during her livestream. When the girl offered grassroots to eat, the woman politely declined. Her sole focus now was finding the altar to return to the 21st century. She urged the girl to reveal the altar's location. Just as they were parting, the girl's stomach suddenly growled. Seeing this, the woman pulled out a piece of chocolate and handed it to her. To her surprise, the girl took just one cautious lick before bursting into tears of joy, claiming she'd never tasted anything so delicious. But this scene was witnessed by the children from her aunt's family. Her aunt immediately snatched the chocolate away, shouting angrily that they were ungrateful, then demanded they hand over all their goodies. Only then did the woman realize this was her predecessor's vicious second aunt, the one who'd hoarded relief supplies, starving the original owner to death outside. Enraged, she hurled insults at the aunt. Seeing this, the aunt flew into a rage, raising her hand to strike, only to be shoved to the ground by the woman. The little girl froze in shock. Unbeknownst to them, the woman had trained in modern combat arts. Dealing with the second aunt proved effortless. Seeing her tactics fail, the second aunt immediately threw a tantrum on the ground, wailing that she was being bullied. The commotion quickly drew the village chief. Upon seeing the chief arrive, the second aunt declared it was a time of famine, claiming she had treated them like her own children, yet now faced their revenge. The village chief immediately sided with her, then informed the family, "Though your mother sacrificed herself for the village, if you cause further trouble, we'll cut off your 5 caddies of grain." Unexpectedly, the second aunt grew frantic upon hearing this. At that moment, the little girl told the village chief, "Every month, the second aunt only gives us a handful of rice bran mixed with sand." All these years, they'd survived only because the women traded blood for grain. Only then did the village chief grasp second aunt's cruelty. Yet she shamelessly defended herself, claiming her family hadn't received relief grain in 3 months, and she simply couldn't care for them. She then called on the villagers who had gathered to judge her case. Seeing this, the woman publicly demanded to split the household, and demanded the return of the bracelet left by her mother. Otherwise, she threatened to report her to the city authorities for seizing property. Upon hearing this, second aunt feigned concern, claiming she had kept the bracelet to secure grain for them, fearing they'd have no shelter or food if separated. Yet when she learned the woman could easily obtain grain, second aunt declared that if she could produce 10 pounds of grain, the bracelet would be returned immediately. The villagers recognized Auntie Air's deliberate obstruction, yet the woman agreed without hesitation, vowing to deliver it that very night. Returning to the altar, she prayed for